Alright guys, I'm gonna show you how to install and use Rig Studio for rigging. So some of the rigging that we can do on the project, we can use the software for, and I'm just gonna go through everything from start to finish. It was crashing on me a lot, and now I fixed everything, and I can show you. So first thing you want to do, go to rigstudiomaya.com/free, click download from Gumroad. Type in 0 in the Gumroad thingy. I want this. It's gonna go through a few things. Then you can click take me to my thingy, and it's gonna take you to this page. Just click download, and what it's gonna do, it's gonna download a zip file in your downloads, and it's going to look like this. So this is the zip file. I've put it on my desktop. It's gonna look like this, right? It's gonna look like it's gonna have the script folder, and it's gonna have a bunch of text stuff that you don't need. So you want to take this script folder and just throw it on your desktop here. Unpack it, right? And then you want to go to your documents, Maya, scripts, and this Rig Studio 2 folder, not the whole zip file, not all this stuff, just the Rig Studio 2 folder. You grab that and you throw it in your scripts, and I have it here. And you put it in there. And that's that part done. You can close your scripts now. Now, the other thing inside the zip folder is this install information. All you need from here are these 3 lines. So copy these 3 lines, all right? Then you can go to your Maya. You can open up your Maya. And you want to, let's say, go to your rigging shelf and open up your scripts window here in the bottom right. I'm gonna make this a bit bigger, and you want to go here to Python. You might be on Mel by default. You want to go to Python, and you want to go in here and just paste those 3 lines that we copied. And now to put it on your shelf, to put the app on your shelf, just click this little save icon with the little shelf underneath it, and it's gonna ask you what you want to call it. I want to call it Rig Studio. Click OK, and it's gonna put it on your shelf, right? I'm just gonna put it on a different shelf because I have a different shelf, that's all. Rig Studio, but I would recommend you put it on your rigging one because that makes sense. Cool. Now you want an empty Maya scene, so just go File, New Scene. Nothing in here. Let me change myself to standard. Nothing in here. Everything's closed, everything's off. Just bring up my channel box. And this as well. So empty scene, there's nothing in here, right? So you want to go to where you put your thingy, your icon on your hotbar, and you want to just click it. And it's going to take a while longer for you guys. I had opened it just a moment ago, so it opened quickly, but for you it's going to take a little longer, and it's going to come up with this window, right? And all you need to do on an empty Maya scene on this window is click New, right? And it's not going to do anything to begin with. It's just going to change the layout. So it's going to prepare some things on your outliner, and it's gonna change this window, right? So let's go through all of this. So first, let's just go to Rig, and let's do a new. So we want to click on this drop down here, and we just want to click Human, and it's gonna start thinking. In the background behind this, I should have moved the window to the side. It's gonna be building the rig bit by bit. The rig is being made right now. I wonder if I can, yeah, I can move it. So you can see the rig is being made here, and you just gotta let it do its thing. You just gotta leave it. You just don't touch nothing. Let it do it. All right. Now let's zoom in a bit and take a look at this. So it looks a bit messy right now. So let's go back to this rig tab here. And let's just change the joint size to something smaller. And also we have a slider for poser size, and I think the posers are okay for now. So what did it do? What is this, right? It's made and I think we can hide our outliner, actually, we don't need it. So it's made this rig, and it's pretty much done, it's pretty much complete. It has lots of stuff in it. You can do squash and stretch. You can do all sorts of stuff with this. It's great. But we need to do some stuff with it first. We need to put a body on for it. And we need to actually learn how to use the software so that we can do what we want with this rig. So let's just go through these menus and explain what's going on. So we went through the rig menu. That's kind of where we select to build up a new thing, right? So let's go over to modules. And this is a list of every component that the rig is made of. So we have the root, which is down here, this thing. We have the spine, and connected to the spine is, so we have the spine here. Connected to the spine is everything. The leg, the lower foot, the shoulder, the hand, and all of the bits that the skeleton is made of are here. Now there's some advanced things on how you can make your own skeleton or add things onto this. I'm not going to cover that right now. There's a lot of extra stuff we can do. You can build up your own custom skeleton as well. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to make another video for that. But essentially, you have your list of stuff here, and you can change their names. And the right side, because we have our left leg and left arm, our right side is kind of mirrored. It's a copy of this side. So we can't really mess with the right side. We can only mess with the left side, and that gets moved over, right? So this is our modules tab, and there's a few things we can do with it. And we have a few options as well for each of these things. So for the spine, we can change how many joints there are in it. For the leg, we can do some other stuff. And things like this. For the hand, we can change how many bits of the hand it has and all this stuff. But I leave everything on default. I'm not messing with it. The only thing I want to show you before moving on to the rest of these tabs, and before showing you how to put in the geometry for the actual character that we're going to work on, is show you what these things at the top do. So these are just the visibility. So let's turn everything off, right? So we can't see anything. So the first thing that we have here is the posers, right? So these are the things that position the skeleton. The second thing we have here is the controls, and I'm just going to click them to not see them for the moment. And the third thing we have is the skeleton, the joints, right? The fourth one is our geometry, but we don't have any geometry here yet, so I'm going to leave that off. Okay, so the middle one, let's turn that on as well. And the cool thing about this software, the really cool thing is that you can select these posers, right? You can select them, and when you move them, I'm just gonna make sure I've selected the poser, and when you move it, the rest of the rig moves with it. So I'm gonna grab this whole thing, and the whole purpose of this software, this plugin, is the rig is already made. And all you need to do is put your character in it and position the joints to where they're supposed to be. So you can grab like the pelvis, you can just move the oops, actually we want to grab this square that actually represents is the biggest parent. The square is the biggest parent. And you just move this to wherever the hips on your character are, and then you can grab the feet and move the feet to where they're supposed to be. So I think you grab, let's hide these joints and everything. I think you grab this one, yeah, these ones, and you move them down, and you can grab the knees then and move them into position to where they're supposed to be. So you can make your character, you essentially position, oh my god, what's this doing? You essentially position everything where it's supposed to be, right? This is what this is supposed to be used for, and that's it, you guys. It's literally just, oh my, yeah, it's literally just, you have the rig, and you position it to your character. You just mold it to your character. There's nothing else to it. That's literally everything. All right, so let's put a character in here and start doing it. And when I've positioned this to my character, I'm then gonna go through what all this other junk does, which you don't really need depending on what you're doing, but there's some useful stuff in here depending on what we're doing in the future. Like I said, I'll cover making your own skeleton later on. I've actually not done that yet, but I want to do it. So let's see, how do we put a character in here? So I'm going to close this for now, and I'm just going to go to a new scene. I'm not going to save anything. And I have this scene here. So let's go to desktop, Rig Studio 2, no, not this, Rig Studio tutorial. Right, and I have this character here. He's the right size that I want for this. And essentially I'm just gonna export him, and I've already exported him, but I'm gonna export him as an FBX, and I've just called him, gosh darn it, I've called in, and that's a dude geo FBX, right? So I have an FBX of this guy, no transformations, no history, no nothing, just body, just the geometry, right? I've exported that FBX. So let's go to a new scene. Let's turn on our rig studio. I'm gonna leave this open now so you can see what's going on. And I'm gonna click a human. I'm gonna click human. And it's gonna build it up, and you can see it building up from the start now. Ba-ba-ba. Almost there. All right, it did it. And I'm gonna open up this thing that it's made. It's made like a little set of groups in my outliner. So it has geo, which is empty right now, and it has rig, which is where it's created the rig and everything in it. So I'm gonna go to geo. I'm gonna go file and import, and I'm just going to import the dude. Import. It's gonna import it. So this is my geometry, and all I want to do is put it in the geometry pile. And like if I go here to this top thing, you saw we had like the posers, the controls, the joints, and the fourth one is the geometry, and that just turns this geometry tab on and off, right? So we want to take this guy and we want to put him in the geometry tab, and now when I turn geometry on and off, he's gonna be invisible, right? So those are these 4 icons, right? The 3 icons after that, we have the locking, so the joints can be locked if you click the joint lock, and the body can be turned into a template or a reference. So now I can't select it, and I'm gonna leave it as a template for now, and I'm gonna lock the joints as well. And I don't want to see the joints or anything like that right now. I just want to see the posers. I just want to pose this to where it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna grab the willy, this bit, the spine, the hips, the COG, the hips, and I'm gonna move it to where dude's hips are, right? And then I'm going to grab the feet, move this to the side, and I'm gonna move the feet all the way down to where the feet are supposed to be. And notice I'm not going sideways, I'm just going up and down, forwards and backs. I'm not going sideways. I'm just gonna put these where they're supposed to be. And this is our toe, right? So I want this to be kind of where the toe is gonna be, kind of like this. So this is where I want that to be. I believe. What's this? See, this end one says toe tip, so that means that this should be where the toe begins. And now this back one, this is the ankle essentially. So this one I need to move back to the ankle. So the toe one controls the whole foot, and the ankle is just the ankle, right? So I'm just gonna move this back to where, somewhere over here. And now the knee, actually let's grab this hip first, and let's just put the hip in line with everything. And you can see this is moved out of the way a little bit. That's a bit annoying. I guess I would just have to find a happy medium. I think that would be fine. And then the knee, we can just move the knee, and make sure there's a bit of a bend in the knee going forward, like a forward bend. I'm not sure if this is incorrect. Like, it feels like it's correct. There's but it just seems like it's a bit angled. So I can never tell whether it's like, I need to test it a little bit and make sure that this isn't angling it incorrectly. I think it's fine, but maybe there's a different way for me to move them. I'm pretty sure this is the way to move it, but I should test a little bit just to see if there's anything I can do. And this doesn't need to be that far much of a bend, it just needs a minor bend, right? So that's the leg in place. Let's go here. So you don't want to move the individual spines. We've moved the hips, and let's find the other one that has a square. So the next one with a square is here, and this is the neck. Okay, so that's the neck. So this is the spine end. If I move this, right, so let's put the neck on the neck. So at the start of the neck, I think I made this character too big, honestly. Should be smaller. I've made it bigger than it should be for Unity as well. So, and this is the head. So the head is going to be like at the start of the skull here. This is the head control, and you want it to kind of be on the temple here. This is the lip corner, and that you want to be where the corner of the lip will be, which is somewhere here, right? Somewhere like this. And now I can grab this spine end, and I want to put this kind of in the chest, where the chest is, so it's about here. And then I can grab these shoulders. So these are the scapula, your back thingy, the shoulder blade, right? So you can put these roughly where usually we put these for rigging. And then this one is your actual arm. So your actual arm doesn't need to be in line with your shoulder, but the rest of your arm does have to be in line with itself. And then I'm just gonna move this hand forward. Actually, I need to grab. This is annoying. Like there's this circular one, but inside it is the square one, right? So it's a little annoying. I have to like grab the circular one, then shift grab the square one that's inside it, and you can tell you've grabbed it because it grabs the whole hand thingy, and you can just put this on the wrist like this. Right. Oh, I moved it down, didn't I? Son of a son. Let's move this roughly where it's supposed to be. Yeah. And the elbow as well. We want to move it here. I'm not moving it up and down because I want it to be in line. So if it's, I feel like my character's shoulders are just fucking crazy. Good thing this is a block out. That shoulder is just freaking huge. Oh god, yeah, good thing this is a block out. Christ. I think one of you said this during one of the meetings, and it went over my head. I didn't realize what you're talking about, but yeah, those shoulders are mahusive. And here we have the elbow, right? Let's move this forward a bit, move the elbow back a bit, move this hand here. And then you do all of these fingers, which is really annoying. But you only need to do like the back ones first. So if you move the back one, it's gonna move the rest. So you can kind of fudge it. Make sure they're all, yeah, I don't need to move them. This guy is up here. Goes sideways. This guy is here. This guy is here. Right, and notice like whilst I'm doing all of this, the joints are moving at the same time, and so are the controls. Everything is moving with these posers, and these posers are essentially where the benefit from this software comes. Just because you can repose stuff, and it just makes everything a lot easier. And also it means that, which I'll explain later on, you can essentially save this scene and then load it and just swap out the geometry with something else. So the different geometry is going to use the same skeleton, meaning that different characters can use the same animation. And that's going to be a really big deal for NPCs. Then you just move this. The thumb is always a tricky one, isn't it? Because you're like, is it bent? Is it not bent? What's going on? Ugh, and I think this one you have to like go down here, and then maybe I should make the thumb straight on my characters. That it seems like that's what people want. All of these, but no, look, it's pointing downwards, isn't it? See, even the poser is pointing downwards. So no, they don't need to be straight. I'm doing it fine. And I just put this to down here and put this down here as well. Just rotate it a bit more, like that, down a bit more. And that's kind of what we want, I think. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's the thumb, right? It's like, it's fine. I'm just gonna check I'm still recording. I am still recording. Wonderful. Is that it? Yeah, so that's it. that's everything done. That's the rig done, pretty much. You can see all the controls are in the right places, everything is in the right places. I've made this character way too big. I need to make the geometry smaller. As you could tell, I had to move everything to be huge, right? So essentially, that means that I would have to go through and make each of these control boxes bigger, which is really annoying. I don't want to do that. So this is actually, the character should be about this small for Unity. So this is a good thing. It shows me that Rig Studio actually is supposed to work with Unity. It's working well with Unity. I don't need to make the geometry this big. But essentially, I won't go back and fix it now, but if we make our characters scale, we won't have to then come back and be like, let me change the control vertex on everything, because that's super annoying. Now, all right, so we've got this, we've got that going. Let me select let me hide the posers, and let me just select some of these thingies, right? And I'll show the thing, right? So this is how all the geo is working, all the controls are working, that's fine. Yeah, let me recap essentially. So we have posers, which allow us to move the entire rig. And all you need to do is put in your geometry and then move the posers to fit the rig. After you're done, I would recommend after you're done putting them in the right positions to just save. And after that, you can publish rig, which is going to bada bing, bada boom. It's going to take a while. But when you publish rig, essentially it gets rid of all the garbage. It gets rid of the posers. It gets rid of all the stuff, making it safer to animate. So essentially this now, I can't go back and change stuff. I can't look at the modules. There's no more posers. It's just the geometry and the rig. And now what I can do is I can select the, it's locked. I should have unlocked the skeleton first. But essentially, if you go here, you have your skeleton and you have everything in here. So I can select the geometry if I unlock it. Hold on, is it still locked? Unlock this and unlock the geometry. Right, so you can still unlock it. So I can select my body, I can select the skeleton, I can skin it, I can bind the geometry to the skeleton, and I can weight paint it, and it's ready for animation, essentially. That's all there is to it. I hope that wasn't complex. I hope that made sense. That's pretty much a basic version of how you can use Rig Studio. You create the default skeleton, you put it into place. So if you want more info, just go to the Rig Studio site and go on tutorials and just watch this one, the Rig Studio 2 Global tutorial. The developer is Russian, either Russian or Ukrainian or Belarusian. I'm not sure. But it's a Cyrillic speaker for certain. And he has subtitles on the bottom. But he goes through everything. If you just take the time to read the subtitles, it's pretty clear. He talks about how you can make a I got a 2x speed. How you can make a skeleton from scratch, that stuff. So if you're impatient with waiting for me to make a clear tutorial, that's something you can check out. But if not, I'm going to make a tutorial on how to a slightly clearer version of how you can use this without any of the other guff of how to install, etc. And also how we can make our own where's my Discord? Our own skeleton that we can use for this guy and things like this, because we can just really easily make a skeleton for this and like skim bind it, and it will just take no time. Well, I just need to learn how to actually make your own skeleton really efficiently first, and then I can make a video about that. And any of you creature artists can just use it and make a thing. But anyway, that's me planning stuff that we haven't discussed. So have a nice evening. I hope this helped, and I hope I'll make a better tutorial in the future. Bye bye.